Home selling at auction is dropping across much of the country as new data shows less than half the homes going under the hammer are actually selling. To explain, we're joined by Jared Berg, who's the head of research at Cotality. Jared, good afternoon to you. What are the main causes, do you think, of this drop? Are the recent changes to the federal budget to blame?
The budget's one aspect of this broader story, but essentially there's a series of factors that have contributed on the demand side of the housing market. We've obviously seen the Reserve Bank lift rates 3 times already this year, and that's probably had the largest impact. But even ahead of those rate increases, we saw affordability and serviceability constraints really hitting quite significantly. We've also seen the impact of the uncertainty in the Middle East related to the Iran conflict, which has flowed through into the hip pocket of potential buyers with those higher energy prices.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, isn't there? Sydney and Melbourne seeing some of their weakest auction results since the COVID pandemic. What does that mean for the state of the market right now? Are buyers even going to some of these auctions?
Yeah, well, those buyers who are left have a lot more power than they did sort of going back 6 months or so. So, a number of buyers have obviously exited, just given those pressures we identified. But the overall stock of homes, particularly in Sydney and Melbourne, that are available for sale has significantly stepped up. So that means those buyers who are still in the market have a lot more choice, they have more time to consider their options, and in many cases have a lot more negotiating power. So that's flowing through into some of these clearance rates as well. Auctions
certainly very popular on the East Coast. What do you think this means for house values? What does it mean for the market overall in the capital cities?
We'll be releasing our next set of home value indices in the next couple of days, and it's likely that we'll see now a nationwide downturn in home values. So we were already several months into a decline in both Sydney and Melbourne, but nationally I think that's the direction we're likely to see.
And in terms of buyers, some of those people who might have been waiting for a moment like this to strike, is this a good time?
Well, I mean, that's up to the individual buyer and their circumstances, but there's obviously a lot of pressures on the cost side. But as values start to come down, there is some opportunities. When we've looked at the history of downturns in the Australian market, they've tended to last less than 12 months, and the peak to trough declines have been in the range of sort of 3 to 8%. So perhaps we're not there at the bottom yet for another couple of months. So perhaps there's going to be buyers who are sitting out hoping to take advantage of the right time.
All right, Jared Berg, it is the topic that all Australians want to talk about, property. Thanks for your company this afternoon.
No problem. Always happy to be here.
Moving on.